Welcome back. You're watching Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV, and it is Women Wednesday. It's not just a regular old Women Wednesday. It is a big, red-hot, fire-breathing dragon of a Women's Wednesday. And the Dow Jones is still taking some heat this morning, down still 300, but recovering from its lows earlier today, down over 500. And Bitcoin is up about 200 bucks, still well above the 11,000 level, and things are looking good in Bitcoin right now. And things are always looking better when we bring you not only the guests that know where the rubber meets the road, but we talk about the law, we can have a few laughs, and every day we mix it up on Liquid Lunch by having a forum where all voices are heard. We can shout it out a little bit, have some fun with it, shake hands, part friends. And Teisha Powell, author and conservative attorney, joins us today, and my friend and fellow Staten Islander Jen Remauro joins us to deliver her personal, unique commentary on some of the stuff that's happening in the news. And honestly, sometimes these days, you're watching like the Robert Mueller hearings and you think you're watching Saturday Night Live. It's almost like funny that it's like a joke. I don't know if you know what I mean, but it's like watching it like it could be Robert De Niro there. It's
funny, it's a joke, and it's silly. And I'm so glad it's over. I mean, it is just crazy that, the government, Warren and Biden, and how they put us through this mess and tell us that the Russians did it. Now that's not working. Now they're saying the guns are bad. That won't work. Now Trump is a racist. I mean, what will they come up with next? These Democrats are so desperate to win this election that they're willing to tell us that gun is responsible for violence and not mental illness.
Jen, what do you think? I think there's definitely a problem with mental illness, but could the government, could the Democrats and Republicans come together on one thing, like reasonable gun control?
Absolutely not, and she's absolutely right. I actually had a whole argument about this online, that it is mental illness. You can obtain a gun on the streets easier than you can legally right now. And everyone wants to complain that it's automatic weapons, it's any weapon. In New York City alone, there was 748 deaths via gun last year alone. But no one thinks about this. There was 480,000 people died from cigarette smoke last year in America. So why not ban cigarettes? Why ban the guns? Let's just get rid of everything. Just get rid of everything.
Well,
get rid of pens.
We can't ban cigarettes because the lobbying companies that work for the big tobacco companies have a lockhold on Washington, much like the NRA does on a lot of the Republican Party. So kind of to root stuff out, like you're talking about, like Washington needs to change. And I think Trump is trying his hardest. But everywhere he turns, they're just smashing him over the head.
It's sad.
You kind of shed some funny light on things, but I want you guys to take a look. This is kind of funny to me because it's the first time in a while I saw a Democrat and a Republican standing next to each other and agreeing on something. Take a look at this clip and tell me what you think.
Okay. Peter King, a Republican, myself, a Democrat, are here to say enough is enough. We are calling on Leader McConnell to bring the bill that passed the House, that Peter King bravely sponsored, to the floor of the Senate ASAP.
So Peter King standing right next to Chuck Schumer, but he's the Republican congressman from Long Island. Chuck Schumer, of course, is our U.S. senator from New York. I think it's good to see some bipartisanship.
That's correct, but we still need to address the mental health issue because what President Trump said, I don't think that the liberal media picked up well on it. There is a correlation between the amount of addiction to video games and there is a correlation to the violence. Because when you are crazy, you can't tell reality. I used to be a teacher for autistic kids back in Florida, so I know a little about what mental illness is. I lived in Florida. My sister lives 2 minutes from the Parkland shooting. So I can tell you that there is a problem when you have kids watching these video games. And they're starting at one. What are they starting at, 1 or 2?
I don't know if you know about this Fortnite game.
Yes, I do. I have a
these kids are literally addicted to it.
Sucks them right in.
Fortnite, the company that owns Fortnite, they employ these psychologists who know how to create a reward system within the game that gives the kids a dopamine release, which is the same addictive thing that opioids prey on. How crazy is this?
Also gives them
gaming?
laryngitis. Have you ever heard a child playing Fortnite?
But this is the sad part. The more the kid plays it, the more it sucks them in, and eventually they don't know reality. So, of course, if you're giving our kids video games, they're going to say, I'll just shoot people up. I mean, crazy people can't tell the difference with reality versus fiction, so we can't blame the NRA on this one. I'm very, very sorry.
Go ahead,
Someone
Jen.
needs to do a statistics. to
Jen, what do
show
you think?
No, I was just going to say, I think we all had video games growing up. I do respect your opinion.
I didn't.
Oh, okay. I did. I mean, they
my-
weren't as violent.
My
but,
mom threw mine away.
well,
She thought it was too addictive.
I don't want to admit I played Atari.
No, my mom threw mine away, and then we found it, and she ripped it back up and threw it back away. She did not want us to be with video games. It was sucking us in.
They weren't violent,
and she
but-
think-
no, they weren't as. I think that it has a lot to do with the parenting, though. I think that parents are absent, that times are bad, things cost a lot of money now. Cost of living is you can't do it anymore on a regular salary, and so both parents have to go to work. They have to work 2 or 3 jobs. They're not home to see their kids, and most of them are middle class white families that this is happening with.
So I've been railing about these video games for a while because they are starting to control our kids' minds. And like I have to tell my son John, like, okay, off. Break, 1 hour break.
Yeah.
Go outside, shoot baskets.
It's parenting. Again, good parenting stops
ride
that
your
from
bike,
happening.
do something.
But even it is definitely parenting. But you find these planes. You see these kids at 2 years old, and they're like sucked into it. And I'm thinking,
without a doubt.
8-hour flight. You're going to do that for 8 hours? This is, and it's all they're doing is shooting and killing. I'm
My
like,
niece Carrie is 2, and she turns the phone on and starts playing on her own. So maybe they're getting smarter too. But we're smart because we're keeping these 2 with us. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back after this. We're going to mix it up a little more. We're going to take a look at some of the news of the day and talk the real stuff and have a few laughs too. You stay right there, watch these commercials. We need our sponsors, and we'll be back right after this.